Okay, so this video is showing you a super easy trick to make a pretty intricate design. So yeah, basically all you have to use just coins. You can use any coins that you want, but I definitely suggest if you're starting out with this, definitely just use bigger coins. So I used quarters, but I think bigger coins are so much better because then you only have to use 2 or 3 circles because the design will be already big enough for the hand. But if you are using smaller coins, just like pennies or dimes, it's going to be more hard because you're going to have to make more circles, and it's just it's a lot more work. So definitely use bigger coins if you're just starting out. You're also just going to need Q-tips, which you'll see why in the end. But yeah, so for the mehndi or the henna, you can get a cone that's already pre-made. They're super easy to buy. They're just at local Indian grocery stores or any desi store basically. But yeah, you can also make it at home if you have henna powder. That's just a lot of work. But one thing I do suggest is that when you get your cone, however you get it, cut the tip really specifically. I think that cutting the tip is most important because if you don't have a good tip, it's not going to come out good. You don't want a tip that's too big because then the henna will come out and really lumpy. So you want it to be a super small, sharp, and concise tip. That's how you get the best designs in my suggestion. But yeah, so for the circles that you guys can see that I'm doing, the little dots, you want to make sure you're actually putting a good amount of henna in those dots because they're gonna stretch out, which you'll see in a little bit. But it's really important that you're putting a good amount of henna on the tip so that on the top of the circle that you're the small dot that you're making. So yeah. Okay, so now that you guys can see that the circles are made, you can see that my circles are not perfect. Don't worry about making them perfect. Trust me, the design will come out really nice in the end. It doesn't matter if it's perfect because nobody's gonna look too closely at it. But yeah, so once that's done, you're gonna take your Q-tip and just kind of put it on the dot that you've made, and then just bring the Q-tip down like I showed you guys. And this is a little bit hard in the sense that you don't want to bring it down to an imaginary point basically. And so that's pretty much the middle. Your lines are going to get a little bit crooked. It's fine. It's not a big deal, but try your best to just make them straight and somewhat even. I do suggest using different Q-tips for each circle, or just use the back of it because you don't want to keep reusing the same side of the Q-tip. It just won't look as nice, and it'll look kind of overused basically. It won't look as sharp, which is what you want. And then now you guys can see that I'm just drawing 2 lines. My suggestion for drawing lines is to make sure that your hand is super steady. So either hold your wrist or just do it really slow, and make sure that you're making the line kind of thick just so that it definitely shows on your skin when it stains. And then I'm just doing 2 small dots and then a big large dot. So when you're doing a big large dot, you want to stay in one spot and then just keep pressing on your cone. That's the easiest way to explain it basically. And then I kind of continued the design up to the hand. And then lastly, I just added a half circle basically on the pointer finger. And it's super easy, super simple. This is a design that I have done countless times. It looks really good, and you can definitely do it on yourself. It's just takes a little bit more practice, but definitely practice makes perfect when you're doing this. So if you don't get the first time, it's not a big deal. But yeah, it's super simple and it really, really works super well. You can have so many designs using these Q-tips and dot kind of designs, and use different type of coins. You can even use different shapes, but coins is the easiest to start out with just because circles are super simple. But yeah.